the more fun part and sometimes wild part because as I said earlier, Memorial Day weekend is upon us. 3-day weekend, marami po ang magbabakasyon. A lot are going to Las Vegas. Jay Rankin, our Las Vegas expert here on the show. We've had him before. He is the author of Under the Neon Sky, which talks about his experiences and the things that he saw in Las Vegas working as a doorman for the MGM. Hello once again and welcome to Kababayan, LA.
Thank you for having me.
First question to you.
I'm ready.
You know, you say in the book, or you wrote in the book, Las Vegas is a city with no boundaries. What exactly do you mean by that?
How many times in people's lives do they get to come to a place where there's no rules, no real laws? They can cross all their own boundaries. They don't have to go to bed. They can drink all night. They don't have to eat. They don't have to sleep. Mm-hmm. Not very often in people's lives, and they do cross lots and lots of boundaries.
And that is so scary. That is why I mentioned earlier, too, when women hear about their husbands or their boyfriend going to Las Vegas, and it's usually, men say it's a men's getaway or boys' getaway, women are always worried. Is it justified? Are they justified for being worried?
I think so. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, people really, in my opinion, and I've seen so much of it, should really think about what they're about to step into. Mm-hmm. Here's a place with no closing. It's 24/7. Mm-hmm. Sex sells in Las Vegas. It always has. You've got the nightclubs, you've got the hookers, you've got gambling, you've got drinking. Mm-hmm. You've got such an elevated stimulation that happens in this city. And when guys come in there, and this goes for women too.
Exactly. That's
and
what I was
they get so stimulated, you know, they're in the casino, there's the nightclubs and the music and the gambling, and the alcohol is flowing 24/7. Sometimes all it takes is just eye contact, a little bit of chemistry with someone, and you can get yourself in trouble.
And you've seen that?
I've seen it 100 times. Absolutely, absolutely.
Affairs?
Not that there's not regret. It's just that I think that some people were just so captured that they just short-circuited and they ended up doing things that they either regretted, certainly things that they would never ever think about doing at home.
Really?
Ever.
So it's not safe to say that if a man is, say for example, a fairly good drinker at home, that he will be the same when he goes to Las Vegas, right? Because you said there's no boundaries, sometimes people push their limits and stuff.
Well, one of the things about Las Vegas is that it was built for people to blow steam. It was built to yell and to scream and to do shots of tequila and to throw the dice and to gamble and to eat the best food in the world, to see some of the best shows in the world, and to party in some of the best nightclubs in the world.
You're painting a very scary picture of Las Vegas. What do we do now when we have, you know, what do we do? How do we approach the situation?
One of the responses that I got from lots of people who read Under the Neon Sky was that they had no clue, they had no idea, and it really kind of armed them, it opened them up to the possibility that they could actually go and have a great time in Las Vegas and be armed with an awareness that they cannot step over too many of their own personal boundaries.
Right.
And they can actually have a great time, which most people do.
But you know what? Vegas doesn't end when you leave Vegas and when you unpack, because there is what you're talking about also in the book, the recovery period. What does that entail?
A recovery period is kind of sometimes a grand illusion. I mean, when people go and they blow steam and they party and they have a great time, even if they dehydrated themselves, even if they had hangovers and forgot half of their trip, people always seem to say, you know what, I had a great time. And I can't wait to go back again. And then there's those.
Even if they lose.
Well, of course, especially if they lose.
Right.
You know, it's the defense mechanism at play, where yes, I lost money, but I had a great time doing it. And of course, if people stepped over too many lines, they had affairs, they did things they really shouldn't have done that hurt themselves. That also is something that they keep very quiet back at home. It's humiliating.
Right.
And they're full of regret. And one of the things that you could walk away with after reading Under the Neon Sky is that you're armed. You don't have to have regret when you go to Las Vegas.
Right.
You can have a great time.
As long as before you go, you have to set your personal boundaries and remember those boundaries while you're having fun in Las Vegas. Wonderful, wonderful advice here. Where can we get your book?
Under the Neon Sky, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my website, jayslasvegas.com. The links for Amazon and Barnes & Noble are right there. Click on and it's yours.
And so many other information as well on the website, jayslasvegas.com. That's the website on the screen. Thank you so much and more power to you.
Thank you.
See you in Las Vegas.
Yes, I will.
Magbabalik pa po ang Kababayan LA. Kung ayaw niyo naman magpunta ng Las Vegas, pwede rin kayong pumunta ng Taiwan. And we'll talk about that when we return.
Ang Kababayan LA ay hatid sa inyo ng McDonald's at ng bagong McCafe Espresso Drinks. McDonald's na ba ang inyong bagong coffee house? Ang mga bagong McCafe Espresso Drinks ay mabilis, masarap at mas mura pa kahit saan, kahit kailan.